Right guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. In this one I'm just going to be showing you how to swap out your Freehub body on your DT Swiss 3-pull Freehub. So if you want to run an XDR SRAM Freehub body and you're currently running a Shimano one and you want to swap over because you're thinking of purchasing a new group set, then I'll just go ahead and show you how to swap out the Freehub bodies. So we have DT Swiss wheel. As you can see at the moment it's fitted with a Shimano 11-speed cassette on the Shimano Freehub. So what we want to do is swap this out because we want to use a XDR SRAM Freehub body. Now these are available for the DT Swiss wheels, they just come in a kit like that. So if you see, this is a quick release one. If you add a through axle, 12mm through axle one, then you get the Freehub body. I'll just show you what you'll get is a Freehub body, as you can see, XDR written on it, and you'll get the appropriate end cap. So as you can see, this is a 9mm quick release, but you can buy the kits with a 12mm through axle end cap that goes on there. The XDR on the end cap as well. So let's go ahead, let's swap this out. So the first thing you want to do is, when you've removed your wheel from your bike, there's a couple of ways of removing the end caps on them. Now if you've got a vice and you've got soft jaws in your vice, if you're having trouble getting your end cap off, then you can turn your wheel upside down in the vice and then clamp the vice up on the end cap, and then using the wheel rim pull up on the wheel to remove the end cap off of there. Another way you can do it, this will work if you service your Freehub regularly so you know it's going to come off. An easy way to do it is, what you want to do first is, with your cassette lock ring tool, is undo your cassette lock ring like you would if you was going to just remove the cassette. So I'll just go ahead and undo that. So we just crack that undone so we know that it's actually loose. So see there, it's loose. All I'll do is tighten it back up so I know it can come undone with your hand, with the socket on there, like that. So once you know it can come undone, leave it at that. And then once you've done that, then what you want to do is just put your hands behind the cassette and then pull out like that at the same time, and it should just pop off. You might have to pull on it hard. If yours hasn't been serviced that often, you might have to pull on it quite hard to get that to pop off. I'll show you, but that's another way of doing it. Or you can put it in a vice with soft jaws and then remove the end cap. If you've got a quick release or a through axle end cap, just clamp it in the soft jaws and then pull up on the wheel like I explained. So once we've done that, obviously then if you wanted to get the cassette off of there, obviously we don't need the cassette again because we're going to fit a SRAM one. But if you wanted to get your cassette off, all you do now is undo your lock ring like that, and then you just slide your cassette off as well. When you've got the Freehub body off, so you can just, now you know it's loose, you can just pull that off like that and it will come all the way off. As you can see, the Freehub body is still inside the cassette. So if you wanted to get that off of there, all you need to do is, you've already loosened that off, so you just hold on the cassette and then undo the lock ring, and then you'd remove your cassette, and then you'd have your Freehub body separate. But like I said, because we're swapping this out for the XDR, then we don't need to worry about that. So then what you want to do is make sure, clean off any old dirt and grease on the shaft, on the axle and in the back there, because like I said, this is a 3-pull version with the 3 pulls sticking out the back of it. This isn't a ratchet one. So this would be on like a 370 hub if you had a through axle through it, or on one of the normally found on the slightly lower end wheels. You'll find the 3-pull system. The higher end wheels, more expensive, tend to use a ratchet system. So like I said, clean up the shaft sticking out of any old grease and dirt, and then I'll go ahead and show you how to reinstall it. Right, so once you just wiped off the dirt and grease off of the axle, what you've got is a collar there that comes off the axle like that. So you can take that off, give that a clean up, and then what you want to do is just get some grease on the axle. So put some fresh grease over the axle like that, and then with your collar spacer put that back in again, put some grease over it and just slide it back down to the bottom so it's in situ like that. And then with your XDR Freehub body, on the back you see the 3 pulls on there. Now you can get the DT Swiss grease for those, the actual grease you're supposed to use on it. Just comes in a little tub like that. This is quite thin grease for those pulls on the back, so you can use that. So if you want to put that on, all you do is just get a brush like that and just put a small amount over each of the 3 pulls on there like that. You don't need a lot of it. Push that over like that on each one, and then before you slide the Freehub body onto the axle, what you want to do is make sure that you've got some of your grease, multi-purpose grease, and just put down inside there as well where the axle's going to go. So put some down in there, and that just helps it stop it getting stuck on at all. So put plenty in there like that before you slide it on, and then what you want to do is just line it back up again and slide it on. Now if it doesn't go on initially very easily, there's a collar down inside there that moves around. So if it's not dead in line with the bearings, if it's just slightly out, then it will just stop it sliding on there initially. So just make sure that's perfectly lined up before you put it on. Then it should slide straight on like that. So once you've got it in like so, what you want to do is get your end cap. This applies to if it's quick release like this one, or if it's a through axle. You just put some grease up inside the end cap there. There's a rubber O-ring there. Just put some grease on there and just around the edge of the end cap over it before you go ahead and put that on. And that helps stop it getting stuck on at a later date. So what we do is put that in place like that and push it on till it's all the way in like that. So now with your SRAM cassette, you just slide that over, and then all you need to fit that is just your lock ring tool, same as a Shimano one, on there, and you just do up the cassette. The cassette's one piece on the SRAM versions. It's not going to fall apart like a Shimano cassette would. They're all one piece. You just slide it on and do it up. But before you slide the cassette on there, make sure that you put plenty of anti-seize grease on the thread that's on there and are on this actual body itself, and over that thread. Make sure you put plenty on there before you go ahead, put the cassette on there and then torque it up, because if you don't and the cassette gets stuck on there, then you'll be in trouble. So make sure you put some anti-seize over there to start with, and then that's the conversion between the 3-pull Shimano and the 3-pull XDR complete then. So I hope you found the video helpful. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more cycle related content. Till next one, ride safe and I'll see you then.